Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a college essentials video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Megan. I am now a senior at the University of South Carolina. And if you guys are not subscribed already, you definitely should subscribe down below. I have a bunch of fun back to school videos coming up, so you don't want to miss out. Make sure you turn on post notifications so that you can be notified every time I upload. I have a little list here on my phone of some college essentials. I came up with these myself and also asked some of you guys on Instagram what your college essentials were too, so that I could get a well-rounded idea of some college essentials that necessarily I did not think of. So I have an extensive list here for you guys. First thing is a planner. If you know me, you know that I live by my planner. I always write down my syllabus dates and different class dates, so I can always stay on top of things, and I'm a very forgetful person in general, so having it handwritten really helps me out. If you aren't a handwritten type of person, Google Calendar is also a great planner to use, and that will send you alerts directly to your phone, and it syncs up to all of your electronic devices. So if you're not a handheld planner type of person, Google Calendar is definitely the way to go. So next up, I have a laptop or iPad. This is mainly to be able to write papers and take notes. I like to take notes on my laptop just because I'm a really slow writer and I can type way faster than I can write. So I always have my laptop with me in classes so I'm able to take notes, because some professors won't post the notes online. So if they're not posting the notes online, I have my laptop so I can make sure I get all of the information written down anyway. And going off of that, an iPad is another way to take notes. So if you like to handwrite your notes and you don't want to waste paper, you can use an iPad. There are plenty of videos on how to take notes on your iPad. Yeah, I prefer a laptop just because I can type better on a laptop than an iPad. But if you don't have a laptop, an iPad or a tablet is another substitute for that. The next thing that I have written down is an iPhone card holder. This is super essential because you need your student ID to go anywhere. And it's just so much easier to have it in the back of your phone rather than just carrying it around in your pocket or something like that. So I would just recommend getting an iPhone card holder. The next thing I have written down is a portable charger. So I don't know if you guys are like me, but I always forget to charge my phone. I don't know why I do that, but I just always forget. So I always have a portable charger on me, especially if you have a busy day of classes and you need your phone. A portable charger is definitely necessary. Next two kind of go hand in hand. I put an umbrella or rain jacket and rain boots. If you are going to the University of South Carolina, you probably already know this, but the campus is prone to flooding because it's in a divot. I don't know how to explain it, but the campus is set up in a weird way where it is prone to flooding. So you definitely need rain boots for that reason, because it really sucks having to walk around the rest of your day with soggy sneakers, or even if you were wearing sandals or something, it's just it really sucks. So rain boots are necessary in that aspect, and you definitely need an umbrella or a rain jacket too, because you don't want to be walking around in wet clothes all day too. So those three are essential, especially since Columbia floods all the time. The next thing I have written down is comfy shoes to walk in. So the way the University of South Carolina's campus is set up, it's kind of spread out, so it takes about 20 minutes to get from one end of campus to the other. So that's why I put comfy shoes, since you're going to be doing a lot of walking and there are a lot of hills. So you definitely need comfy shoes to walk around in, because you don't want to be uncomfortable having to walk 20 minutes. My preferred choice of comfy shoes is sneakers or Birks. So I put that down because I feel that's something that you don't really think about, because I've seen people wearing different Vans or something, and for me that's just not comfortable. But I mean, if that's comfortable for you, you go girl. But yeah, just make sure that you have a comfy pair of shoes to wear every day. And next thing that I put is something that I didn't honestly think about, but my mom made sure that I already had this stuff handy, and it's just something that you don't really think about when you're going from living at home to living on your own. But it is CLOROX wipes and cleaning supplies, and this is more essential than ever with the current state of the world. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, the pandemic and everything. CLOROX wipes and cleaning supplies are absolutely essential for that reason. and also just to have a clean space, because I don't know about you guys, but whenever like my surrounding area is like dirty or messy or needs to be cleaned, I just am super unproductive and I don't want to do anything. So I have to make sure that I'm constantly keeping my area clean so I can be productive and get everything done that I need to get done. Also, if you're living in a dorm, it's most likely run down and like kind of gross anyway. And with those kinds of buildings, you don't get like correct airflow. So it gets super dusty and like really dirty super easily. So that's why that is also necessary. And going off of that, I put a handheld dustpan and brush or a handheld vacuum. So like I was saying, most of the dorms don't get correct airflow. So they already accumulate an absurd amount of dust to begin with. So that's why a dustpan and brush or a handheld vacuum is so necessary, just in order to keep your area clean and to prevent you from getting sick. It doesn't prevent you necessarily from getting sick, but it can like help reduce your chances of getting sick. And me and my roommate used our handheld vacuum or dustpan and brush literally every single day, because you know when you're eating in your dorm, crumbs are gonna spill. It's just gonna get dirty anyway, so you definitely need either both or one or the other. The next thing that I put is a power strip. So if you're going to be living in a dorm, most of them only have like a couple of outlets, so then you need to like make use of the outlets that you have. So that is why I suggest getting a power strip. So that way you can have like multiple chargers just in one space instead of like only having 2 outlets and only being able to have like 4 different plugs. So that's why I put a power strip. And kind of going off of that, I put 6-foot-long chargers. This is like mainly if you're living in a dorm and you are like rising your bed up so that you're able to like have your phone and whatever in bed. But this can also just go for everyday life. I just find it so much more convenient to have a long phone charger, because not necessarily all of your outlets are going to be like right next to where you're sitting or hanging out or whatever. So I just always find it convenient to have longer chargers, so that's why I put that on there. Because that's also something you wouldn't necessarily think about. You would just think about getting like a normal 3-foot-long charger, but if you get a 6-foot-long charger, your life will be changed and you will never want to go back to a short charger. Just trust me on that one. Next thing that I put down is storage containers. This goes for like everyone in college, because you just have so much stuff and such little space to put it, especially in a dorm or an apartment. So I would highly recommend getting storage containers. I actually made a video on like what kind of storage containers I used. So I will have that playlist linked down below. I think it was called like The Truth About Living in a Dorm. And I personally use IKEA like little cubicles. So it comes with like 4 little squares, and then you can get 4 different bins to put in, and they hold so much stuff. But if you don't want to like go to IKEA, or you don't have one near you, or you don't want to spend like $30 or whatever, you can always just use plastic storage bins, which you can get from like Target or Walmart, and those work just as well too. The next thing I put is a desk lamp. This is mainly for like doing homework or like having to be up late at night or early in the morning, and like you want to be able to see but not having to like turn the overhead light on. So that's why I put desk lamp. The next thing that I put is a desk mirror. This is mainly for girls, or like if you need to look at yourself earlier in the morning or late at night, or if you like wear makeup or whatever. But I put a desk mirror with a light because I don't know about you guys, but I had 8 a.m.s my freshman year and my roommate didn't, or like we were always on opposite schedules. So it would be super late at night and I was getting ready, or super early in the morning and I was having to get ready, and like the lights would have to be off or something like that. So having a desk mirror with a light really is beneficial, because you're like able to still get ready without having to do it like in the complete dark. So this really saved my butt freshman year. So that's why I decided to put it in there. And the next one is like basically only if you're living in a dorm, because I don't know why else you would want to raise your bed. But I put bed risers instead of lofting your bed, or you can always loft it a little bit but also add bed risers, just because it really utilizes the space in the room and you have so much more storage underneath your bed for stuff. Like I said in that video, I showed pictures of how it would look with bed risers and how I was able to fit so much stuff underneath my bed. So I would definitely recommend bed risers. And I know that they also make bed risers with like an outlet attached to the bed riser. So that is also something to consider. so that you can have your phone like plugged into your bed, and so it's like closer to you and you could reach it better. So that is also a good idea too. You can get normal bed risers or bed risers with an outlet. The next thing I would recommend is mainly for living in a dorm as well, is an Ethernet cord, because you will soon find out that campus Wi-Fi sucks. It is so slow since so many people are using it at the same time, and it always cuts out. So that is why I would recommend getting an Ethernet cord. It makes your life so much easier when you're cramming for a paper and the Wi-Fi cuts out. You won't even have to worry about it because you already have an Ethernet cord. And the next thing that I put, this could be for like a dorm or an apartment. It really just depends on you and like where you're living, but I put slippers to walk around in. Especially in a dorm, it's like really gross, and like thousands on thousands and thousands of people have lived there before you. So there's only like so much cleaning you can do. And I'm like a germaphobe, so I was not about to walk barefoot on the ground, even if we had a carpet. I'm just insane. So it just made me feel more comfortable having slippers. And even like living in an apartment, it's the same concept. Like a bunch of people have lived there before you, unless you were like living in a brand new place, which if you are, I mean, get slippers anyway because they rock. But yeah, it's just like a protection and like cleanliness aspect, I guess. Also, slippers are just like insanely comfortable, so I mean, can't really go wrong. The next thing that I put is a mattress protector and a mattress pad. This is especially for a dorm since those mattresses are so uncomfortable and they're kind of gross. So I got a mattress protector and a mattress pad. I think I got both of mine from IKEA. I know I got my mattress pad from IKEA, and let me tell you, that bed literally felt like a cloud. Like all of my friends would just sit in my bed and be like, what the heck, my dorm bed does not feel like that. How did you do that? And it's literally because of my mattress pad. So I swear by the IKEA, I think it's called Tanager mattress pads. They are incredible and they last so long. So if you're looking for a mattress pad, IKEA is the place to go because they're pretty reasonably priced, but also like super good quality. But yeah, you can get a mattress protector and mattress pad anywhere. I just recommend IKEA. Going off of that kind of, I put an extra pair of sheets. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm like really weird about my sheets. Like I don't like my bed not having anything on it. So whenever I'm taking sheets off to wash, I always just put a fresh pair of sheets on anyway. And then I don't have to like wait for the sheets to be done. Like I can do laundry in the middle of the night and not have to like really worry about it. So I always recommend having an extra pair of sheets. And also in the off chance that like you spill something on it or like rips or something, you have an extra pair so you're not like freaking out. So I swear by having an extra pair of sheets, if not one, 2 pairs of extra pair of sheets. Next thing that I put is a shoe organizer. This is mainly just to like utilize your storage in your space. So you don't want your shoes like everywhere, so then you don't have like room to walk, or like your closet's filled with shoes. So actually no, I did this 2 years in a row. I've literally done this every year of college. But I have like an over-the-door shoe organizer, so you can just throw every pair of shoe like in a little pouch, and it makes saving space so much easier and so much better. So then you have like the bottom of your closet for like most worn shoes or something like that, or just like a shoe rack to put somewhere in your room. Super helpful. And the next thing is like kind of similar, but if you wear jewelry, I said a jewelry organizer. That can be like an over-the-door one if you have a lot of jewelry, or just like a desk one, so like they don't all get tangled and it's like super easy access. That really helped me out. I actually hung mine on like a cork board for a while, but now I'm going to get like just a desk organizer from Target, and it's literally just like a stand and you just put your jewelry on top of it. So super excited to get that this year. The next thing is actually very essential. This is for if your school doesn't provide them, but I know the University of South Carolina, you can just rent them from the school. But if your school doesn't do that, I put a microwave and a mini fridge, just because you don't know when you're gonna need it. And also sometimes the dining hall has like crappy options, and it'll be like late at night and you don't wanna walk to the dining hall. So just have a microwave and a mini fridge in your dorm, just for those necessary nights. The next thing that I put is lots of athletic clothes. So at the University of South Carolina, that's pretty much all anyone wears to class is like athletic clothes. So that's like hoodies, t-shirts, athletic shorts, leggings, sneakers, stuff like that. That's literally what everyone wears to class, and if it's not that, it's literally sweats. So Bring lots of athletic clothes because you're going to be walking a lot on campus, and wearing athletic clothes makes it so much more bearable to like walk that far. Next thing that I put is air freshener. I put sprayer plugins if you're in a dorm because you're not allowed to have candles, and you can bring candles obviously if you're in an apartment, or you can use sprayer plugins as well. I would just bring air freshener because the dorms are always musty to begin with, and sometimes apartments can be like that too. So I always have air freshener on me because I like to have a good smelling environment. It makes me happier, it makes me more productive. The next thing that I put is a big trash can to split between you and your roommate if you're in a dorm. So this was like super helpful because instead of having to take down your like tiny desk trash can every day, we had one big trash can split between us that we took down like once a week, and we would just alternate between who took it down. And that made life so much easier because I think our trash was like at the very bottom or something. So we didn't have to like run up and down the stairs multiple times a day with like our tiny desk trash. We just had one big trash can that we took out like once a week. And the next thing that I put is a reusable water bottle, especially if you're going to school in the South. It gets so hot, so like you have to have a water bottle or you're literally gonna pass out. You guys know that I swear by hydro flasks, but you can also just get a knockoff of that from like Target or Walmart, and they work just the same. I just love hydro flask. The next thing that I put is headphones or earbuds, mainly for like walking to class, but also at night it can be pretty loud, and if you're trying to sleep, having headphones or earbuds is always like helpful, I guess. But especially for like walking to class, I don't like to walk to class in silence because it's like kind of awkward. So I always have headphones or earbuds on me. I use the Beats Studio like wireless ones that go over your ear, and I love those, but you obviously don't have to splurge like that. You can just get like cheapy ones from Walmart or Target and they work. And the next thing that I put is a printer. So now this can go either like between, if you're in like a dorm, you can like both split a printer and just keep it in your dorm, or if you're living in an apartment with a bunch of other people, you guys can all chip in and get a printer. But I would just recommend having one just because the one at the library always takes forever because there's always a line there. And if it's like late at night and you're working on something and you have to print it for the next day, you don't want to have to like go all the way down to the library and have to print it that way because it just takes so much more time than like needed. So if you're able to get a printer or like bring one from home, I would definitely recommend it. It saved me so many times when I procrastinated because, you know, that's what college is, procrastination. So it saved me so many times when I was procrastinating and I needed to print something out, and we had a printer like literally a foot away from me, so it was really helpful that way. And also, you aren't spending money per page. So I know it's like kind of expensive to buy ink, but if you're splitting it among like a group of people, it's not as bad. But it's like 10 cents I think per page, so like that can be kind of annoying too. And especially if it's down for the day, you're like kind of screwed. And that can also like stay with you throughout college, so like it's an investment piece as well. The last thing that I put is a floor fan. So this is like mainly if you're going in the South, but it just gets really hot. I know some dorms like aren't air conditioned, which like how is that even legal? I don't know. But I just had a floor fan anyway because it just gets like super hot and musty to begin with in the dorm. So having a floor fan like run throughout the day, throughout the night was really helpful if we weren't getting enough air circulation from our like huge air vent, because like just think about how that has to power how many rooms in a giant dorm, like a lot. So it's just really helpful having a floor fan, and I just got mine from Target and me and my roommate split it, so it wasn't that bad. And that can also be an investment piece and last you throughout college as well. So I would just recommend getting a floor fan for when it's really hot and like musty in your dorm. I have like has like white noise, so it really helps to sleep too if you're like into that. So yeah, that is everything I have for my college essentials. If you guys have any more college essentials, leave them in the comments below and I'll respond to you guys. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.